Hey, thanks for checking out Live on Tape Delay, episode 528 in Western New York. I'm Chris Wilson, along with Rob Fiasco on the other end of the internet, John Raybeans Raycroft, and then I'll throw it back to Rob.
Welcome to the only podcast recorded entirely inside a haunted Roomba. Every week, we broadcast from beneath your floorboards, whispering secrets to your cereal and rearranging your sock drawer by vibe alone. I'm one of your hosts, a sentient can of expired olives wearing a Bluetooth headset, and join me, as always, is my co-host, a semi-retired barn owl who legally changed his name to Craig. What? Let's begin. And remember, if you hear static, don't adjust your dial. That's just us entertaining your dreams.
Yeah, he's got a little way to go, but that was creative enough, I think. I don't know. We kind of touch on that here in a little bit. Stick with us. Be patient. We get there. Here's 528. Enjoy. What up, boys?
Hello!
That's a good start, though. Why do I not hear you? There. Now you hear you. I don't hear Ray either. Is Ray talking? God damn it. I haven't had problems like this in the garage since it broke down.
That's my fault.
Oh.
I'll leave.
That's a good sign, kind of, though.
Dead air. Hey. Oh,
there we go.
Look, it works. Nobody knows that we had a flub start there. I mean, we didn't. Hi, how's it going?
The internet works as expected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong here. No shaky starts.
I'm shaky.
Me too, but that's the DTs, I think. It's been a long week.
That it has, and I'm relaxing with a YLBC, Young Lion Brewing Company. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
I've got a special release here, Blooming Haze, hazy double New England style India Pale Ale.
Is that a local brewery?
Couldn't tell you.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
YoungLionBrewing.com, Walworth, New York, 14568. So it is.
Call them today.
I mean, 14 Canandaigua Road.
Canandaigua?
Canandaigua.
I can say that word.
Where's Walworth, New York? It seems close. It's got a 1-4.
Yeah, it's right there by, there's Canandaigua Drive. It goes right through there. Or road or avenue. I've already fucked it up.
Not
Apparently
Walworth.
it's near Rochester.
Oh, I don't know.
It's near Canandaigua.
Yeah.
Semi-local. It's a regional beer.
I'm just going to keep saying it because it's a word. It's a weird word that I do know how to pronounce.
It was brewed with pride in the Finger Lakes. TM.
Yeah, all right. Finger Lakes is trademarked?
Or asterisk. I think it's a TM. You think it's a TM?
You're asking me. I can't see that far. I don't.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't recognize. Yeah, my glasses are way out of date. Anyway,
so that's what I got. I went to Wegmans and I picked up a 6-pack, the make your own, and I picked 6 IPAs.
Nice.
Next up, I've got this grapefruit IPA from Ghostfish Brewing Company.
See, that one I can read because it's in the proper 72-point font that my eyes need.
It's dedicated gluten-free, which I didn't realize when I got it, but it won the 2015 bronze and 2016 bronze for gluten-free beer.
So it's the third best gluten-free beer.
That is correct.
All right. What are the first two? I'll bite.
This is brewed and canned by Ghostfish Brewing Company, East Westfield, New York.
East Westfield.
Yes.
I didn't know there was more than just Westfield.
I did not either.
Okay.
Or they could be called Ghostfish Brewing Company East, and they're in Westfield, New York.
Okay.
Not sure.
Maybe that. Yeah. All right.
But it feels like you put company at the end, so you wouldn't put another word after that. Is there a place in Westfield?
Apparently. I mean, they're known more for their wines, but a lot of grapes out there in Westfield.
Fair enough.
I'm going to a winery tomorrow, but has anybody ever gone to like a mixer thing at a winery? Do they have more than wine? Can I show up there and not drink wine?
I doubt it.
But it's not like a big thing for them. It's a benefit for something else that's just being held at the winery.
They might have beer options.
Okay, or just even mixed drinks, because I'm not a big wine guy. And also, apparently, there's a martini and charcuterie thing that I'm supposed to attend after this tomorrow. So I don't want to pile wine on and then throw gin on it. I'm going to be hammered.
That's pretty good. I have way too many things to do at the house. However, I'm probably going to do none of these, but just in case you want to know what happened, what I could have done.
Yeah, we'll follow up next week to see if any of this actually came to fruition.
Yeah, pretty sure no. But there's a 2.5 hour walking tour of the Southside of Jamestown tomorrow morning, which sounds interesting. I don't know if I can walk for 2.5 hours. And I don't know if there's that much to see.
That's was going to be my question.
I would need more detail. It's like, oh, it takes 2.5 hours. Cool. What's the actual linear travel distance?
Yes.
Because it could be like, oh, it's 3/4 of a mile. Okay, well, I could do 3/4 of a mile, especially in 2.5 hours. But also, yeah, where are the stops? Like here's the McDonald's. Here's Tops grocery store. By the way, this used to be U.S. News. There used to be Blockbuster Video right here. Like, I don't know what they would do over there.
So I'm tempted to go just for that, but I think I'm not going to because I have too much other stuff to do. The other thing is Southern Tier is having a public day tomorrow. I don't know what public day is. Is that a thing that's going on locally, regionally?
Last I knew, and I could be wrong on this, is like they give you, I think it's like free tours, like of the thing. Like you can go through it. So it's like open to the public where you usually don't see the canning line.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on that.
But they got a bunch of bands playing, but also I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but also a thing I could potentially do. Go up there and hang out and have a couple beers.
Yeah, let us know what happened last Saturday, May 17th.
Probably a lot of nothing. Well, actually, one thing that is going to happen is I'm going to the Olive Garden for dinner. So,
all right.
That will happen.
Get the OG?
Yeah, I got to get my OG.
I've been to the OG more in the past 12 months than I have, I think, my entire life. I've been 2 or 3 times with my parents. We went one time. I went with somebody else one other time. And I don't usually go to Olive Garden, but I've had a good time.
I like the OG. Even in Houston, like it was always packed and there was always a wait. And I'm like, you have all these other restaurants here. Why are you choosing the Olive Garden?
Because you're family.
All the family-owned restaurants in the area that do Italian food for cheaper.
Real Italian food.
Real Italian food. But for some reason, Olive Garden always has like an hour and a half long wait. Every single one of them in Houston. Every time of day.
It's got to be like a static. Olive Garden to me, and I don't mind the food. It's fine.
It's fine. I get the same thing every time. Soup and salad.
It's fine. I'll do the soup and salad. Sometimes I get like the eggplant parmesan. I'll mix it up. But I think it's almost for no reason at all. It's a status symbol. We're going to Olive Garden. Like it's fucking ritzy. It's fast food Italian, but it's fine.
It's no Fazoli's.
It's not. I was never a big fan of Fazoli's.
What?
I didn't like. I'll say it right now. I'll echo the fuck out of this garage.
Oh my God.
I did not like
Fazoli's better than Olive Garden.
Olive what?
Olive Golden?
Olive Golden.
Words have been hard today. Words have been hard.
I'll lose my Italian card if I say I liked Fazoli's over Olive Garden, but
we went to Fazoli's in was it Midland?
Yep.
It still exists.
This was a decade ago, but it still existed.
I think that was the last one.
We went, and it was excellent.
Might have been the last one. I don't know. I went there like once or twice when we had one. They just weren't great. Maybe we had a kind of a bum one. I don't know. I didn't dig it. I didn't like it. Maybe I'm just too good for it.
Maybe.
Probably not. I was like 9. I don't know.
Fair enough. Ray, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? We did like a giant like multi-course brunch for Mother's Day.
Oh, nice.
Went all out. Did like a whole charcuterie board with like all these fruits and vegetables and breads and jams that we got at the farmer's market. We did a smoked salmon bruschetta. We did multiple sandwiches with a potato salad and a salad. And then I made brownies. We had ice cream. We did a custom playlist we built, and I made a slideshow of pictures I had taken. It's like a whole like.
Did you play Mother by Danzig?
No, I did not. I
That
left
was
that
the
off.
finale.
Then
That was
your
the
playlist was garbage.
recessional. That was the recessional. As everybody laughed.
That was a post playlist. But I think that was the most work I've ever put into a meal. But yeah, I think it turned out.
That
pretty
sounds
well.
like more work than I've ever done on a single event of any kind.
I ended up at EBC, took my mom out there for brunch, and it was not very crowded.
Surprising, actually.
Yeah, there was a couple other places going along Bemis that seemed like there's that golf course, I think, out that way that has a restaurant in it, and it seems like it's always packed.
Yeah, what the hell is that called? I feel I should know this.
Cable Hollow,
No.
Moonbrook,
No.
Sunset,
No. That's the other one.
Cable Hollow.
Anyway, I don't know.
Damn it.
Jackson Run.
Okay.
Cardinal Hills. Maybe it is Cardinal Hills. No, I don't know.
But yeah, went out there and had a beef on wick, and I tried the that one Ellicottville Brewing Company beer with the
Yeah, like the scooter bar.
yeah. I those are probably my favorite ice cream. I used to get them for I don't know somewhere when I was a kid. For
Yes,
dirt
strawberry
cheap.
crunch.
Strawberry crunch. Yes.
My problem with those, and maybe I said this before on another episode, because I bought a 4-pack. I don't know when
Wasn't
or
great.
why.
Yeah.
It does taste like the ice cream, but it tastes like you dipped it in an IPA. They don't match with each other. They don't work. It's
Yep.
just two different things. So yeah, for that, I mean, I drank them all, but
Right.
I didn't. I probably won't get it again.
Yeah. Fair enough. So that was fun though. Yeah, it's just cool that, my mom is 80 and I'm, taking her out to the bars.
Hell yeah, she's a hip lady.
That's right. So, but just nice to sit along the lake and hang out. And
Was the weather nice that day? I don't even remember.
yeah, it was pretty nice last
Was
Sunday.
it?
Yeah. Or 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah, we don't know. It's on delay. It's in the fucking title.
That's right. It was in the past. It already happened.
Yeah.
But I had a good time. Next up is, well, I guess not Father's Day.
Memorial Day.
Oh yeah, Memorial Day.
That's coming.
Memorial Day. The Washington Middle School band decided to play America the Beautiful at 8 a.m. the other day. So that's a way to wake up.
And you're lucky enough to be in shouting distance from the school now. So,
Yes,
okay.
they were outside. I'm guessing preparing for the Memorial Day
Probably.
parade. Got far. Hold on.
Oh shit! Nice,
shit.
dude. I'm telling you, this room. We're in the garage again. If you can't tell, this room has great fart acoustics. It's terrible acoustics for everything else, though.
Art acoustics. I like it. It's a good label.
So,
Pretty sure that's what the tuba sounded like the other morning.
yeah.
That's true.
The Washington Middle School brass section.
Yeah, I graduate. That's yeah.
Well,
So you've been finally messing around with AI a little bit.
A little bit.
What have you been using?
making porn.
I have been trying. I've been trying out Bolt.new that you
Nice.
have been talking about so many times. Finally dove into that a little bit. But yeah, I was trying it out with trying to figure out and understand the concept of MCP servers.
I still can't hear that without thinking of Tron. But anyway, okay.
Which is like
I'm trying to pay attention.
which is like kind of like bolting on things to an addition. Like if you had, say, ChatGPT and it did a certain thing, but you wanted it to be able to do something else, you would kind of use ChatGPT as the base and then add on an MCP server that
Okay.
could do something different
So it
without
uses
rebuilding it all. Is that
it
right?
uses like the ChatGPT engine to
Yeah.
do other. Okay. All right.
That's how I
Kind of. You build them. I mean, they're built with just like Python and JavaScript, but it's basically it's a server that sits there and you create objects in it and you just attribute a set of data to that object and it just constantly watches it. So traditionally every time you would try to like pull up a piece of data somewhere, you have to make that API call and it has to happen every single time you're trying to pull that data over. With this, it eliminates that and that data just sits there constantly updating. And when you need that information, the large language model just references
nice.
that set of data there.
It basically creates its own buffer.
Yep.
That's cool.
So it kind of eliminates API integration entirely, but it's utilizing AI
That's
to
good,
interact with AI.
It's like RAM for the entire internet.
That is one of the, like, it's easy to make apps that are using, that don't have to make calls, like API calls, because it's such a hassle to try and send the right information, know that you have the authority, their authentication to get that data.
Sure.
You know, connect to that service or whatever. So I just started building today our own acrophobia, which I am calling
Necrophobia.
Oh no, I'm not.
Damn
not
it.
Necrophobia. I have a good name. That's a good one though. I mean, I can still rename it.
That was right off the top of my head.
It is called. Let me scroll.
Anyway, while you're looking at that, though, I mean, if you know, it sounds like you really have to do a lot of pre-design ahead of time. So, like, if you can say, hey, continuously fetch this data here to have it, you can't then ask it something out of its wheelhouse. So you already have to set this up knowing what you're going to expect it to do. You know, so it can't be total wide open source and whatever. Otherwise, it's just going to become the internet at that point.
Yeah. But there's things like that's why I like building LOTDQQ, because you have a database of questions.
Sure.
And it's not going out and getting. It doesn't have to connect to different things to get information that could potentially change and yada yada. But the game I have called it Swissif.
Swissif?
Swissif.
Okay.
It's an acronym.
Okay.
It stands for say what it stands for.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty much all right.
So I didn't want to steal Acrophobia, the name specifically,
which was a good name.
Yes. But I wanted something that was obvious and and
probably more on point than Necrophobia. I mean,
yes.
Okay.
So I've got the basics like laid out, but what I've run into now is that I'm trying to get it so that all three of us can join the game. And that's where I'm hung up, because I'm using Supabase to do some of the connections and authentications, but I need to be able to log in, start a game, get a share code, and then share it with the two of you so that we can all play together.
Yeah, do it like Jackbox style kind of thing.
So that's where I'm at now. It just keeps saying I'm not authenticated. So those are the things I kind of struggle with on that. But
just tell it the fuck I'm not and see what it says.
Yeah, but I'm hoping.
And in theory, with like an MCP, like for a game like that, you could set it up to just constantly look at every episode that we put out. It would automatically transcribe it. And every time we say LOTD dictionary entry or something like that, it would just add that to the game library as an option.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So
I was going to go somewhere, and then
I did.
It's going to be off in the dingle. So I'm going to,
I did. Did y'all take a look at that episode that I transcribed? It transcribed it in less than a minute, which I thought was pretty cool.
I flipped through it pretty quick. It looks, from what I remember, it looked pretty accurate. I think it screwed up some people.
Yeah.
I think a little bit, like, oh, John says this. And I'm like, I definitely remember saying that.
Yeah.
And then whatever. But for the most part, the words were right.
Right. So it was decent. And then I was able to take that and build an episode summary from that, which was kind of cool. So.
And again, as accurate as you would expect at this point.
Yes. Will it get better? Yes.
Yeah. So, but no, I wasn't disappointed with that. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
What to do with that? We don't know yet.
We don't know.
We just know that we can.
That's right. We can and we will. You can't stop us. What I couldn't stop doing was spending money.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You teased this to me. Just you and I in the garage. You teased this, and you're like, you're waiting for the episode. I'm like, all right. Okay. All right.
So let me tease this again. I spent about $300 on this item.
Oh, that's a Jamestown hooker. That's the best Jamestown hooker. $300?
I think you get a decent hooker for $300 in a major city.
Can you? I don't know.
I'd imagine.
I don't know.
I don't know. how much hookers cost.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know next episode.
I'll let you know. Yeah, after you go to the wine mixer,
my Catalina
and the
wine
bar
mixer,
tomorrow.
and yeah, there's a charcuterie board apparently too. So anyway,
you'll be like, hey baby, you're charcuterie.
be like, I got $300.
Yeah,
let's go.
I said it was something that young me would be disappointed in.
Okay. I'm still kind of at a loss here, but
I have something else very similar that I've also spent. Well, actually, it was given to me as a gift for my 40th birthday.
this is still not helping.
Not helping. Okay. It is
Because young Rob would have spent $300. When he had $200, he would have spent $300 on like sunglasses or
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It is music related. This album originally was released in 1996. 96? 94.
Sublime. Oh,
94. Let me double check it might be 94.
I'm getting a beer. Will you vet your own information?
Don't look. June 1st, 1996 was actually a day for a long time that Jim and I said we were going to fight. I don't remember why, but we said June 1st, 96, we were going to fight. We didn't, but we talked about it and it just didn't happen. But
I'll meet you by the bell.
that's right. So this is an album. I bought it the day it came out. I actually got a note from my mom, and I was in, Ray won't remember, but JHS had like if your grades were good, then you could go to it's during study hall, you could go to this room that had like a big screen TV that always had like Springer on and it had a couch.
No, I don't remember that at all.
What?
No, in high school?
Yeah. And you could go there instead of sitting in study hall.
No.
Oh, man. So I was in there at the time. But then I left and I went to, I don't know, it was probably Camelot music back at the time. I don't think it was wall to wall still. And I bought this record. And even though I had heard singles and I was already disappointed, I thought that maybe there were going to be better songs on the record itself. And there were not.
In 96?
Yeah.
Like my knee jerk says load, but that wasn't until later, right? That was like
that
90.
was released on June 1st, 1996.
Was it? That was
sure
the one?
That was it.
Okay.
I bought it.
I should have gone with my initial reaction then. Damn.
So Metallica has been slowly reissuing all of their albums as box sets. I have the Injustice for All box set.
Okay.
But they sell out pretty quick and they're not, always available. But I pre-ordered the Load Remastered Deluxe box set. So let me give you a little bit here.
Yeah, young Rob would be pissed at you.
Yeah.
Young Rob hated that album.
I know, right? But it has become one of my favorite Metallica records.
No shit. Wow.
So this has, with 301 total tracks, 245 unreleased.
Oh, wow.
And weighing in at over 10 pounds.
That's less than a buck a track.
Exactly. The limited edition deluxe numbered box set of Load includes Load Remastered on 180-gram double LP and CD, Mama Said Picture Disc, 3 live LPs, 15 CDs, 4 DVDs featuring unreleased content, live shows, rough mixes, demos, etc. MP3 download card of all audio, 2 tour laminates, 11x17 Lollapalooza poster, Puss head patch, 8x10 Rolling Stone magazine cover print, 5-pack of guitar bass picks, pack of 14 Rorschach test cards, lyric folder and sheets, 128-page hardcover book with never before seen photos and stories from those who were there.
All right. For $300 then that's not bad. That's a ton of shit.
Yeah. So $274.98 plus tax plus shipping. That's $315 or whatever. Expected availability June 13th.
That's not all right. That's a lot of stuff. I thought it was just going to be like the album. I'm like, oh, that's kind of pricey for that. But that's a full deal.
I would like to have
It's a charcuterie board of Megadeth.
some of the others.
Metallica. I gotta stop drinking.
Yeah, I think like they're limited, so you can't, you'd have to get them on the secondary market if you don't get them,
right?
When they come out. So I decided just to grab this one. Maybe I'll get Reload. I'd love to get Saint Anger or Stanger, as I call it.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see if they do anything with the drums.
It comes with a keg, an empty keg.
Yeah, that you can play. Yeah, you can play yourself.
Play along.
But yeah, did I need to spend this? Absolutely not. Just hilarious that 16-year-old Rob despised the record, and now 46-year-old Rob is excited to have it.
It's all right. We're allowed to grow. We're all allowed to grow.
So,
or digress. It's up to opinion, but it's fine.
I wanted my band to stay the same and only make the same album again over and over again.
Yeah.
And to think
that's how
you
you
would try anything different is ridiculous.
Yeah. The road to progression is forged with stagnation. I think that's right.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. That's.
So I will, less than 1 month, and I will, maybe I'll do an unboxing on the audio podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You just hear, where's my knife? Ow!
Yeah, it's a bar.
You want to see someone else unbox it? Kirk Hammett already did it on Metallica's YouTube. Go watch it there.
But it's not the same though.
Yeah, you want to watch
his reaction would be different.
Yes. So excited for that. Great album. Mama Said is a banger. I'm excited to get a Mama Said picture disc. It's like their countryish song.
I vaguely, I haven't listened to it in years.
It's good. So I'm excited to hear it remixed. They've already been sending me MP3s like, oh, here's one, like teasing,
All right.
like I can download. So it's
and that's something you wouldn't get on the secondary market either.
No.
You know what I mean? That kind of, so there's benefits to it.
So yeah, there you go. That being said, nothing. I mean, I'm buying. That's my music nowadays. I'm just buying albums that came out 30 years ago. However, there is a new Doobie Brothers record coming out within the next 30 days. So maybe I will check that out. And I think.
How old are they at this point?
Old. They're old.
But it's like new music?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's new music. And I think Michael McDonald's on it.
Ooh.
So. I don't know. It's weird because.
Now he really does keep forgetting. That's the thing.
Oh, nice. Like, at what point did it become okay for bands to continue putting out records? Like, Metallica just put out 72 seasons. They're pushing 60, right? But, like, I remember at one point, like, bands putting out music that late into their career would be like, oh, like
there was only a handful of bands that could do it.
Like Aerosmith, they put out records into the late
Aerosmith
90s.
And the
I don't know.
Stones and whatever, that there's a handful that do that.
But like some are still putting out top, like, Judas Priest, even though they've got a lot of new members, they're still putting out really, heavy material that some songs stand up to their catalog, which is, surprising.
I would be curious, man. This is
but
really.
I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna get that from the Doobie Brothers. Like it's like you can listen to the new Megadeth
they were almost a
or
generation behind
Metallica, and it'll sound like metal. But I don't think. I think a new Doobie Brothers is gonna sound too modern.
But couldn't you argue though that like a new Doobie Brothers album would sound more like the Doobie Brothers than like a new Metallica album would? Just like on the like skill set required to make that music. Like just it's easier to play overall, so it'd be easier to continue doing that.
Maybe, but I don't know, but I think it's harder to sing. Like if MMD can still if his voice is still in tune, like nothing against
high notes.
Nothing against
maybe in
James,
the studio he can.
But James he's got an easier range to do up into his older age.
Sure. Like Mustaine can't hit. That's why I don't really want to see them live anymore, because I don't want to tarnish the old songs that I've already seen live and he nailed. But he's lowered his range for his newer stuff, and I think that sounds great, and that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
But also, and this goes into a conversation I had the other day. Are there any bands that are just like, we're done with the hits? so many like there's like you could never. I could go see Metallica and they could not play Enter Sandman or Sandman or Sad But True or like, I still think that they'd sell out venues. Like, is anyone going to see Metallica to hear Enter Sandman?
I think
I'm sure some kid is, but fuck you, man. You should have been born earlier.
I don't know. My counter argument to that, not that I 100% believe it, but this is what I'm going to counter with is, there are still people that will go to see AC/DC. So yes, I think the nostalgia part of it is huge, and people would be pissed if they didn't play Enter Sandman or something like that. Do I agree with it? No, but I also kind of don't give a fuck. So, but I think the nostalgia side of things, yeah, I unfortunately, I think they would. I think they would get flack if they didn't play those big. Any band play their big three, or whatever the fuck, their big five.
We said this with King Diamond, like he'll play a couple new songs and then he plays the rest of his songs are off Abigail and Fatal Portrait. And it's like, and maybe that, but it's like you're skipping all of your 90s stuff. Like you don't play any of those songs anymore. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like, I don't want to hear Abigail ever again.
That's a great fucking album, though.
I know, but I've just heard it too many times.
I like where I put his stuff a little bit different, and maybe I'm biased here, is if you see his show live, they pick the various songs to then reweave them into a new story.
But so it's always the same songs. Like when I saw Merciful Fate in Sweden, it was a few songs off of 9, and then the rest was Don't Break the Oath and Melissa. And I'm like, where's Dead Again? Where's Time? Where's Into the Shadows? Like you have all these good songs and I don't get to see it.
But it didn't fit the narrative of that show. I don't know. I've never seen Merciful Fate. I've seen King Diamond two or three times. I don't remember. And it's been a different show, luckily. Yeah. But yeah, okay, it is kind of the same songs. All right, I'll give you that.
Like I don't know, my concerts are so expensive these days, and like I just don't want to hear the same old shit. Now, and it's just you aging a year. It's just you getting unless you're a young band, it's just you getting older and probably worse.
But it's also what I would need to see is how many people pick a show. How many people have seen that band before? And how many is this their first and only show? Right. So if the majority, this is their first and only show, they're going to want to see the hits. Yeah. Whereas somebody that follows them and it's like, oh, this is the 6th time I've seen Metallica. Okay, yes, you're going to want to hear different stuff. But if it's your first one and it's probably your only one, you're going to want to hear the classic shit. So I don't. That's a tough call, man.
It's like I've only seen Metallica once live, and I didn't need them to play Enter Sandman. They did. Yeah. I didn't need to hear it. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I think the majority of the audience would
disagree.
Would want it. Yeah, I that's my 2 cents. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen a band of that caliber, I guess, enough times to have an opinion, really. Because most of the bands I see, it's like you see them once and they have an expectation of how the show ends, so you kind of know what songs they're going to end with. So you go into that with that expectation. But they're also younger bands.
Yeah, it's gotta suck for the one-hit wonder bands. Like you're going to see, you're going to see Tonic, and you're only there to see If You Could Only See. Yeah, which is the last song they will play because they know that you will leave after that song.
Yes,
exactly.
I've done more than a fair share of those. And it's
weird. I don't know.
I did monitors for Blessed Union of Souls in a 400-seat theater, and what do you think? What do you think they held out for? So
listen, they have 2 hits.
All right. Well, they were both encores, I'm sure.
But the Creed tour, you know exactly what that set list is going to be, and it's going to be the same every time because they want the same, you know what songs are there for. It's just, I don't know. Yep.
That's a banger.
I checked for Smash Mouth once. I couldn't believe they played for more than 2 songs.
They had a few.
This is going to be the shortest night ever. We're going to be in and out in 20 minutes.
I'm going to say, just a couple or 2 hits and get out of here.
Yeah.
Because like Metallica doesn't do it. They don't do a tour for the album they released at this point, right?
No, they're
like even that album.
They're on the 72 Seasons tour still, but they're doing it also. I mean, the album just came out 2 years now, so they'll tour on an album for a couple of years. And
that has changed too.
They toured on the Black Album forever.
Did they really?
Yeah, they went like every single part of the earth on that. But now they're getting older, and I think they do like 2 weeks on. So, and then they're also doing 2 nights in the same stadium with different opening bands and different set lists.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Huh.
But I don't know how many other bands could pull that off, but
I don't think any.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
I mean, you've got 2 shows that you're essentially, from the tech side, that's where my head goes. You're touring 2 different shows at that point. Yeah, it's the same rig, it's the same whatever else. And, from the sound standpoint, it's fine. But you've got an entirely different, you've got 2 lighting shows, 2 different fucking, that's.
And they're doing that thing
that's
now
a lot.
where they play in the round, where it's almost like, have you seen that?
Yeah,
More
U2
bands
started
doing
that. U2
okay.
was the first one to do that, yeah. Or that I saw. U2. I don't remember where they did that, but it was this huge, like, spider-looking thing, fucking 360 PA. It's insane. Sells more seats though. More seats, more money.
I'd go see Metallica at the Sphere. Probably not, but I think it'd be cool.
Why haven't I saw a meme on this? Totally, we'll come back to it. But why haven't, and maybe they have, why haven't they made the Sphere just look like the Death Star for no reason?
You would think this would have been the month to do it.
To my knowledge, it's never been done, other than somebody photoshopping it and like, why haven't you done this? So anyway,
missed opportunity.
Now we're back. Yeah,
missed opportunity. Now we're back. What else is going on?
I just randomly got a text of
Bob
Ross mints. I don't know why that is relevant at all at 10 o'clock at night, but whatever.
It's not. I watched a little basketball last night for the first time this year.
Yeah.
Yep. I do not like that the Denver Nuggets jersey just says 5280.
Yeah.
It was confusing to me until I put context clues together.
Feet in a mile. Yeah.
And said the Mile High.
Mile High.
But I still don't like it. But I did see
it's a reach.
Them beat OKC to take it to another game. Game
7.
Yeah. So
I wasn't paying attention.
Sunday night. This is a very interesting playoffs because at this point you have the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals and the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And it looks like it's going to be Knicks versus Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
What happened to the Celtics?
The Knicks are up by 30 points right now in the fourth quarter, and they're up 3-2 in the series. So I think the Celtics are out.
All right.
But then you're going to have either the Nuggets or Thunder against the Timberwolves. Like, these are not teams that normally are competing for titles.
Not in the last 10 years, anyway.
I mean, the Nuggets won one a couple years ago, but that's they have Jokic. So they're the exception there. But
some of these teams didn't exist 10 years ago. Well, maybe longer than that, but.
I saw
Lakers, Sonics, Pistons, Heat. Sorry.
I had the double multicam views. I was watching NHL hockey playoffs and NBA basketball. Thanks, YouTube TV. Well done.
Yeah, they do that well, actually.
What are your thoughts about going to see a final game at whatever the hell it's called now, Highmark Stadium, since this is the last season in that stadium?
Tickets are going to be fucking through the roof, but I'd try.
Well,
see one more game in the old Ralph.
The last game I went to cost me $10, and I sat in the lower bowl. But Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback, and Rex Ryan was the coach. And it was Christmas Eve, and it was snowing.
So it was $8 too much.
Yes, well, they won. I think.
No.
What about September 18th?
Thursday, is that the Thursday night game?
The Dolphins at the Bills?
Yeah.
Probably. Oh
Why
my
don't you
God.
come up here?
I'm going to take that whole fucking week off if that's the case, because I'm going to Pittsburgh on the 20th. That's the.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll just take the whole fucking week off.
Thursday night football. That'd be great. And September, so it won't be too cold.
And that comes in. Whoa. Sorry. That's leading into my 2-year no smoking anniversary. So I should be able to treat myself that week, because that's September 21st. Do you remember?
There you go.
Bills Dolphins turn around, go to Pittsburgh for the basement yard. It could be a week.
Could be a week.
I'll start saving up now.
That would be a fun game.
That would be. We can make this happen.
Let's not dismiss this too quick. All right.
And you can help by going over to, what's the links?
Just go over to our link tree. It's got all of them. Or
provided we're still verified on Patreon. I don't know what's going on there.
You can go over to LOTDQQ, or there's a link to buy us a coffee, saying you can donate money there.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're all over the place. But if you want to give us some money to help us get some tickets, then we'll create some content from the game, and then you'll be like, whoa, I helped make that happen. That's pretty cool.
And if you do end up over on the Patreon, do it in a browser. Don't do it in the app. Save yourself some money. Give us a little extra money. Do it through the browser.
Because Apple takes a cut? Yeah.
Yep. And they charge the poor listener for it.
Ridiculous.
Suckers. Anyway, so give us money. Don't give it to Apple. We need it.
Yeah, we need it.
Yeah.
Tim Apple's, he's good. He's got all the money.
He's fine.
He's fine. Give it to us.
Now you got me thinking about a Bills game. God damn it. Yeah, we might. Let's talk about this
Last
again
one.
later.
That would be a good one. So I haven't been up that way. I've seen pictures of the new building, but I haven't.
I've driven by it. I'm like, oh, that's where I used to park. And now it's on like the 30-yard line. That was my spot.
That's nice. That could be fun.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited. I am already ready for football. I remember last year, and it would be like late August or even September. I was like, I just can't get in the mood. I'm already ready.
Oh, really?
I would draft today if we could.
We drafted a couple weeks ago.
Damn it.
Oh, are you talking the fantasy draft?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What kind of draft are you talking about?
The actual real draft.
Oh, yeah. I watched that.
Oh.
I had it on in the background.
I don't know. That or Sabre. I don't know. Sabre's going to be good at all next year? Probably not.
The Rochester Americans, I think, are in the Calder Cup finals.
The Amerks.
Yeah. The Rochester Americans. So I think they're doing it. That's always a good sign, I think, when your farm team is going deep in the playoffs. That Devin Levi, I guess he's had the highest, where they track goals per, is it not GPA?
Minute?
The saves
goals,
per something?
GAA, goals against average. I don't know. There's some metric they track for goalies, and during the playoffs, he was first by a lot.
I didn't realize he was back down there. That's how out of touch I've been.
Yeah, it was back down there most of the season. So
that should be GAA then. Yeah.
GAA.
Goals against average.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
So his everyone's was in the 1 and his was in the 0.89 or something.
He was decent when he was playing with the Sabres.
Yeah, but I think if you put somebody in a spot where they're not ready to, it can,
But that was 2 or 3 years ago, too.
No, it was last year and this year.
Devin Levi?
Yep.
I thought he was there a couple of years ago.
Last year he played at the end. I think they let him play a bunch of games, and then he started off this year, but he played a few games, and then they shipped him down to Rochester.
Maybe I'm confusing him. I heard a story from somebody that works with the Sabres about him, but I haven't seen that guy in a couple of years. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's very possible. It doesn't matter. That information's on the internet.
Random. I almost stopped to buy taffy today.
From the Fowler's thing?
Yeah.
Dude,
In Brijota's parking lot? That's where I saw it. Yeah.
They roam around. I haven't had, dude, it's good taffy.
I was so close. I was like, there's a freaking taffy stand there. I was like, where am I?
I usually get some taffy at the Busty Apple Festival. The Busty Apple Festival.
Nice. Boosty.
The Boosty, that's right. Fowler's always has a thing up there. Every once in a while, they'll have it outside of Walmart for no apparent reason. It's just like, oh, I'm going to go in to buy shampoo. Let's get some taffy. But yeah, I'll stick behind that. Not a sponsor. Fowler's Taffy.
I wonder if they're related to Toast.
I hope so. 902, baby.
904.
904. All right.
Damn it.
Close.
Close.
I tried my best.
Toast Fowler 904.
Nobody knows what we're talking
Great
about.
song. Find it on the internet. Maybe.
I'm so lost.
Yeah. So I almost bought some taffy, which was pretty cool.
Banana.
Banana Spitz?
That's the one. Banana taffy.
There was also a fire brick pizza truck that was at the hospital today that travels around Pennsylvania and New York.
Okay. That one I did not see.
And I've seen it a few times around. I know sometimes they end up at the farmer's market.
Okay.
But I thought that was pretty cool too.
What I've been knowing, I haven't stopped at it yet. There's been a lot of chicken barbecue that just like pops up in parking lots. Like the churches will do it, and like
Colony Motel area there always had one outside there.
There was one yesterday. I don't even remember the name of the school. It's like
funny because it's
Catholic
not
school there.
barbecue.
No, exactly. I don't consider Chevetta's barbecue. Now, as we speak, I've got 3 chicken breasts sitting for, this is now day 2. So I have to make these probably Sunday, soaking in Chevetta's. So you got to get a good 2-3 days on it. But yes, I don't consider it barbecue. It's
good.
It's like vinegar and spice on chicken. But anyway, yeah, those pop up all over the fucking place. And I generally don't stop because they're just mobbed. But I love driving through the smoke. Like, because it'll just waft across the road and you're like, oh, here it comes. You roll down the windows. You're like, let me get a hit of that chicken. It's so good.
You remember the old Chautauqua Dairy? It was on the corner of 4th and Main.
Yes.
They used to had one of these big, I don't know what it is, like exhaust kind of thing, but you would walk by and it like always smell like wings.
Yeah.
And it'd be like shooting out at you.
The big kitchen fan there.
Yeah.
Which just vents right onto the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Like at head level. If you get too close to that, you are getting burnt.
Like I was always like, oh, it smells good.
Yeah.
There is a Mexican place where the old, I don't know what you'd call it. Was it Yum Yums or Yuck Yucks at one point?
Yum Yums.
Yum Yums.
Yep. Fairmont Avenue. Any locals, please. Anybody else, you're lost. But I was just talking about that. But I've never been there.
The menu looks good. It looks real. It looks like a real Mexican place.
Okay.
And they have free chips and salsa the way it should be.
I haven't
I'll
gone
let Ray
to
look it up. Hold on. Since he likes Mexican, he can vet.
Me and the kid were talking about that.
What was it called again?
Well, I gotta find it. I don't remember.
Yeah, we don't remember.
I saw it the other day, and I was like, I couldn't remember the name. So,
L something.
No,
is that racist?
No, it's not even that. It's the art of flavors.
Oh, that's not what I thought that was. All right,
Fairmont.
Yes,
Fairmount.
Yes.
No.
They've got.
We should have sent Jim there. We should have sent him on
I know, right?
a little thing. Be like, yo, say how official is this?
It looks more like Tex-Mex kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's like Tex-Mex stuff.
Yeah, you can't find good Tex-Mex here in Western New York, really. So I'm excited to try this.
Other than that chain I found in Erie that I didn't know was a chain. I was talking to you guys. You're like, yeah, they're everywhere. Fuck. I don't know. I think it's called
Chipotle.
No, what is? I don't know. We're supposed to be getting one of those too.
No, thank you. Can I boycott?
They are. Hold on. Their menu might be a little disappointing, though. Let me see. I'm looking for one thing.
Okay.
They don't have it.
What is it?
How do they not have it? My favorite Tex-Mex dish, and it is on my list for my next big cheat meal I'm going to do, is a Tampacana. It is a steak with a cheese enchilada, and they usually throw something else on there, and beans and rice and stuff. but it is delicious. The steak with the cheese enchilada is perfect. It's not on their menu.
The right
so it's
exact
not.
time.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna go. I'll let you know how it is.
It looks promising. They're just missing that.
Yeah, I want to check it out. Or yeah, you tell me if it's worth it.
All right.
Because it's so far from my house to go there too.
Dude, I almost had to pull over and take a nap because it's so far to get all the way over here from my house now.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear across town.
It's a good 7-8 minute drive, I bet.
Yeah.
It's a
I left
hike
at like
to get here now.
8:56. I didn't get here till 9:03.
Yeah,
I was like, holy
we'll
shit.
get used to it. In the winter, we won't do this so much. But
No. But I figured my computer, my podcast equipment is currently in a box
yeah, that's
somewhere. In my office, which is too hot. Because it's technically an attic.
Well, yeah, you probably
No AC in there.
you have to make some
It'll be nice and toasty in
concessions,
the
I
winter.
think. Yeah.
But
Well, that's like the normal studio in the back of the house here. That's I sweated through years. I didn't put an air conditioner in there, I think, until last year.
yeah.
So yeah.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the 7 minutes to get there. Because I don't even think I could get the Circle K at the entrance to my neighborhood in 7 minutes.
And
He hit rush hour traffic at 9. He saw 4 fucking cars.
the street lights here need to be operated by AI. And I'm going to push for that. Because I think now they're just on timers. Or I don't know, other cities aren't, I think they must have cameras or something. But I'll be sitting there, I'm like, there's no other traffic. And it just sits red.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should be able to tell there's no other traffic except for me. Change the goddamn light color. It can't be that hard.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I know the way it used to be is they would have for different times of day, it would go into different routines or subroutines or timing or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it could be better.
I also want to do.
I could have got over here in 5 minutes.
We can do an expose
We lost our
too.
connection.
Nah, it's just to the mixer.
Oh, okay.
Which means I probably lost my backup. Nope, I'm good.
All right.
They say that the little push the cross buttons, a lot of them are placebos.
Really?
Yeah, and I would like to test that theory sometime.
Yes. We
Just
should
go to
downtown.
various intersections and be like, okay, I'm not going to push the button. It just turned. We're going to wait for a full cycle.
Yes.
We'll time it. Then we wait for the next cycle, push the button, see if it actually lets you cross. But I've heard that those buttons are just to make people feel that they're
That's a waste of
doing
taxpayer
something.
money.
For those little buttons?
Yeah, isn't it?
Not really.
It doesn't do anything.
But if it did do something, it might cost more. Because you'd have to actually program that in and wire them.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you could just put a fucking, it might as well be a Staples easy button. Bang.
Yeah.
Makes me think I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Investigative report.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
in
right.
town, but maybe in bigger cities, they say that a lot of those
I
push to
think-
crosses are placebos.
I think we could start our own newspaper. I think we could take on the Post Journal.
You think? I think we would be super slanted, but that might make us better
I
than
think
the
the Post
Journal.
Journal is super slant.
Well, okay, at times
You
it
got to
is.
look who
At times.
owns these companies. We'll just start our own. It's available in a newsletter form.
We'll come deliver it directly to your mailbox, whether you want it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, your inbox.
Yeah. Oh,
Not-
yeah.
not your real
oh,
mail.
yeah.
We-
Yeah.
Come on.
No way.
think we
We'll have our own
Paper Boys.
street team.
Yes.
We'll bring it back.
Yes. We'll print one-page newsletters and we'll have people deliver them to your inbox.
There's something there too.
I mean, I think there's something to be said about local news, and I don't think that Jamestown has enough of it currently. They used to have their own local news program or channel a long time ago. Then they even had the Western New York News Now, which apparently just disappeared. I don't know what happened to that. It's gone.
Well,
So
there's
there's-
now the CCS, or what's that whole thing? Are you familiar with that? They do some local. Oh, Jesus, I got nothing on this, so I probably shouldn't even have brought it up. They're based down on 2nd Street behind the Reg, across from the old Mojo's, whatever the fuck that is, Haggie's, Four Below. Again, this is appealing to like 4 people out here.
We are going to pivot to get more Jamestown listeners a little bit.
All right.
We're going to get big in Jamestown, and then we're going to Japan.
Then that's it. Directly to Japan.
We're big in Japan. But we could. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. How do you find out news about your specific? Are you on Nextdoor? Is that something you use?
What news do I need to know?
I don't know. Like, there's a difference probably. Like, small towns, there's events, there's things going on. There's. I don't know. What I hate the most.
We do know about this because we follow them.
Damn right we do. Damn right we do.
CCS television. Anyway.
Excellent. Already follow. I've been following all the Jamestown accounts.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Is it? And that's where it's difficult, I think, in a bigger city. Like, you don't have that. I don't know, that small town kind of like, there's no.
Well, it's too big. The community's too big.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I got nothing.
You kind of have to like, you kind of have to like find the areas you're interested in, and then like basically just follow them on social media so you can see trends, and then you have to kind of create your own community. Like we essentially create our own group of people who meet every week and watch Arsenal games. Like,
right.
So we coordinate events. We talk about things that we're doing and events that are going on. So you find about that through people. It's kind of just like you have to almost like create a network. Yeah, I guess. That's pretty much the only way to really do it.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when an establishment only has a Facebook account as their main website. And I get it.
Yep.
Like, it's free. Mm-hmm. Most people have it.
Yep.
But I don't. And also, like, there's got to be a better way to promote your business. Maybe there's not. Maybe that works out well for them. But I feel like there could be a better way than.
From personal experience, without letting too much out there, the return on investment for Facebook is huge versus terrestrial radio, versus newspaper print, versus billboards.
Jeez.
The return on investment on Facebook is astronomical compared to those, because you can reach however many people for $50.
Yeah.
Whereas, a billboard for a month, even around here, it's, I don't know, $800, $1,000, something like that, depending where it is.
I am excited that if you're on 90 coming through Erie, headed east, there's a sign for the adult den or adult.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
Something like that. On the opposite side, it was always a call Jesus, he'll save you.
Oh, really?
And the adult lion's den or whatever is still there. And the one on the other side has been replaced with something non-religious. So I was like, all right, porn beat you.
Yeah. Porn has more money to continue their billboard.
Yeah. There's also a billboard going west just before the Pittsburgh exit on 79. And it talks about God, and there's this picture of creationism, and it's got a big like arrow, like the circle with the X through it.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm just like, oh my God, it's amazing. Like you're paying for that.
Yeah. And you're paying decent money. Like I said, 79 outside of Pittsburgh, that's going to be more than, because I'm talking about here in kind of rural areas. There's like that $700, $800, $900 range for a month, I think, 3 weeks. I don't even remember.
Please give us money so that we can replace it with something that's not, actually crazier than that, but also
it'll be funnier.
Mocks that, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, see, what I would like to do is I'd like to know, and this is probably kind of private information, but not really, like what the other ones are, so then I could properly design a billboard to go against that. Does that make any sense? Like if you knew that there was a Christian sign on the westbound, it's like, I want to buy the eastbound side of it to do this.
They
So
had
you
to
would
have done that
know.
because the adult porn. There's no way that, or no, like it for sure.
It could have
they
just happened though. Like it could have. Like, I don't know the way the
Don't you
billboard.
pick the billboard?
No,
Pretty sure you pick what you're like going to put. You don't.
no. Where it is, like they give you options of, at least the ones that I've dealt with. It's like, okay, because it's availability too. It's like, okay, what kind of price range are you looking for first? Okay, these are the locations that I have in that price range. They'll come and tell you. It's like, we can do here, we can do here, we can do here. Okay, but you don't know what else is there. It's just what fits your price range and what direction you're going and what locale, that kind of thing. So you can sort of pick from there, but
Could we?
But if you were willing to pay whatever, then you could probably. And there was an open billboard that they were trying to. That like the space was open.
yeah, but
Like,
I don't know if they
going
tell you. I don't know if I could go to like my billboard person and be like, look, where's a Christian billboard that you already have booked that has a blank backside so I can put a Satan picture on. You know what I mean?
But you could see that driving around, right?
Not necessarily, because they don't go unoccupied for a while. It's just, whatever. If somebody buys the month of May, and then they're not going to renew in June, you don't know that until the billboard comes down in June, and it may or may not be blank. So if the billboard salespeople are on top of their shit, they know that whoever they have for that spot is only buying May or whatever I just said. So they're going to start selling you June and beyond. You don't know what's on the other side.
I think that's what's confusing. There's a lot of empty billboards here. They're just
really?
call this number to this space. Yeah. So like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I could just drive around, see that. I can see a Christian sign over there. I go, oh, I'll call that number, and I want to pay whatever amount to get it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. There's not a ton.
What about are there digital ones locally? Like I know probably Buffalo has them, or
There's a couple, I think, up there. I haven't seen any locally, other than like maybe at a little town center kind of thing.
that little area across from Bridgeota's is still showing the young Dubliners who played at the Reg 2 months ago.
Yeah. And the thing is too, and I don't know how this works.
Understand like what you're getting out of leaving it up there for that long, unless you haven't.
You're not, it probably looks better than an empty fucking whatever.
Great, then I'll give you $100 to put up something else.
And they might do it. The biggest cost, man, we're really getting into it now. The biggest cost on the billboard is the materials and printing, because there's two separate things. You pay the ad space, but even if you give them a graphic, they're providing the material and they're doing the printing and whatever else. That's actually the lion's share of it. The cost of the rental of the space is minor.
Couldn't I just put a projector on a white billboard and project my image? I guess someone could steal it.
Probably, but you're out now. You're in the $30,000 to $40,000 range. It's a little more than $800 for the month.
Damn it.
It's like
It's got to be a way out of it.
yeah, a little bit.
What if you rented a plain white billboard and you just had an army of drones that rotated and projected different things onto it?
Again, if you
just sold
already
the drones
had the drones and that was kind of a sunk cost in the whole thing, I think, you might be up onto something, but
I'm talking about a new business venture here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. New idea.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got this. We're fine.
We're building apps now, if you haven't heard. So
if they were smart, they'd come up with the material where they add, like the wallpaper that they put up there. That would just be a single membrane LCD, and then you could just plug it in. You could feed it HDMI. You're done. It's a giant monitor.
why don't you just make it a light bright or something where you can just make it say whatever you want, or an Etch-a-Sketch.
Let's go all the way back. It's just a big marquee, and you slide letters into these things. Holy shit, we're fucking onto something.
We got it.
And to really attract your eye, you could have like a border of lights that chases itself around.
Yes.
Oh, nobody's thought of this before.
We got it. It's happening. Done. Finally. Took us an hour, but we got there.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? This is our intellectual property, and you cannot steal it here live.
But if you give us enough money, you can definitely rent it later.
Bye, mailbox.
Box?
Box?
Box. Bye-bye, my bell.
Bye-bye,
Box.
box.